Hello and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and we're doing another character armor guide. This one is going to be for the unique suit of armor that Otto Von Bergow wears during his combat scenes, namely the Reborsch raid and then later at the surprise twist ending, which I won't go into detail here. Or not ending, but you know, the surprise twist where he shows up again. He wears a unique suit of armor distinct from his regular suit of armor that you see him wearing for most of the game, so it's interesting enough. This was brought to my attention by a Discord user that goes by the name of Klaus there, and he then provided me with the exact screenshots of the in-game moments from the cutscenes where he's wearing this, as well as a list of the items that he has isolated that make up the suit. And I've gone over it, and it appears to be accurate. Once the items are put together, it looks exactly like it does in the cutscenes. So that's what we're going with here today. So just keep in mind a couple things. A, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe today. Help me hit that goal, 100k subs like I'm trying to get to. And B, if you have a specific armor request that you'd really like to show, and you'd like me to showcase it on the channel, whether it's a specific character or just a, you know, ridiculously cool drip guide or whatever that you may have come up with, that is the way to do it. You contact me on Discord, and if you have all of that, you share your screenshots and you share your inventory screen, so that way I'm not guessing and trying to match what you want me to do as best as possible. So with all that being said, let's dive on in, and I'll show you what Otto Von Bergow looked like in those cutscenes. So starting us off with weapons, here's a point of contention. So he is obviously using Lord Von Bergow's sword, which is a good weapon that any average blacksmith can forge. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's not surprising. Minimum strength of 9 and agility of 15 to use, stab damage of 128, slash damage of 135, blunt damage of 20, defense of 225, durability of 120, weight of 2 pounds, and a price of 1,625.5 groschen. So this one's complicated because there's only one point at the game, and it's the point where you could potentially have to duel/fight with Lord Von Bergow, and you have to do it unarmed, and you have to use the combo that can allow you to disarm Von Bergow, and that's the only way you can cheese your way into getting the sword, unless you have a mod that allows you to smith the various weapons in the game that are unique. I've seen several of those on the Nexus already. Or, of course, if you are playing on PC and you can use console commands, you can also spawn it in. So that's the weapon he's using. That being said, the Noble Sword is the exact same thing. It's a little bit, I should say it's a slightly different, because Von Bergow's sword has the darker maroon scabbard, whereas the Noble Sword has this lighter red one. Other than that, they're visually the exact same, and the description and stats are different. So for the Noble Sword, it says, a sword for the noble, and those who think they can pass themselves off as such. Its beauty slightly exceeds its combat qualities, but it is still a superb weapon. Minimum strength of 9 and agility of 14 to use, stab damage of 123, slash damage of 129, blunt damage of 19, defense of 213, durability of 52, weight of 2.2 pounds, and a price of 556.4 groschen. So you can see it's visually, like I said, almost identical, and stat-wise, just a little bit worse. So either way, that is the weapon that you're going to want to use with this outfit. So if you've managed to get Lord Von Bergow's sword in one of those 3 methods that I've described to you, that would be the one to use. Otherwise, the Noble Sword is pretty much just as good. So that's the weapons for this outfit. Moving on to armor, starting with our clothing level, we have a long gambeson, and you can see it's this kind of light blue variant. This has a quilted combat shirt made of several layers of plain linen. It provides some protection on its own, but it's primarily worn as a soft underlayer under all types of armor. Stab defense of 11, slash defense of 33, and blunt defense of 30. Then there's no real way to tell what kind of pants he's wearing, so the Klaus, I should say, that requested this guide had the red variant to the padded chausses. I concur, because there's red accents in the suit of armor, so it makes sense that if we're going to match to a color, it makes sense for it to be red, and the padded chausses are the best stat-wise. So simple quilted leggings, not exactly the pinnacle of tailoring, skill can be used alone or as a softening underlayer beneath better armor. Stab defense of 31, slash defense of 43, and blunt defense of 34. Taking a peek-see from the outside, here's the front view with just the clothing layer, here's the side view, and there is the rear view of the clothing layer. So overall, definitely not as flashy as you might expect, but stat-wise and, I mean, aesthetically, I do like it. So definitely a good base layer. So let's move on to our second layer. And the second layer, or the mail and padding layer, is just 2 items. We have a padded coif, and the one we're using here is this kind of off-white light one, and that says sturdy padded cap, serving as a soft underlayer beneath the helmet. A good soft padding is simply essential, even for tough guys. Has a stab defense 28, slash defense of 39, and blunt defense of 33. Then we have the short chainmail chainmail. This says shortened chainmail shirt with long sleeves. Stab defense of 30, slash defense of 63, and blunt defense of 52. And there's our peek from the outside. Again, definitely not flashy or what you might expect from Lord Von Bergow, but it looks right for a knight. We have the front view, and there's our side view of it, and here's our rear view. So that is our second layer. Let's add our top layer on and see what this suit is all about. And so there we have the full outfit, and it looks exactly like he does in the cutscene, so I'm fairly confident that Klaus got this right, and we have this suit looking exactly as it should. So we're starting off with the Milanese cuirass, and visually speaking, it is the light silver version of it that has the red belt on it, so that's the one you're looking for. It says an excellent piece from the Italian armor smiths. Thanks to the perfect tempering and fine surface cannulation, the sheet metal can be much lighter and yet just as durable. The cuirass is composed of two parts that fit together perfectly to form an impenetrable shell on the knight's body. Stab defense of 134, slash defense of 98, and blunt defense of 34. Then we have the noble laminar hands. We have the darker red variant, so you can see that on the shoulder. It says excellent full arm protectors composed of sheet metal parts and supplemented by laminar shoulder pad. It says a stab defense of 130, slash defense of 95, and blunt defense of 34. Then we have the Nuremberg bassinet, specifically the version that has the male aventail. It says a helmet with a German clap visor is an example of the highest armorer's art. It is easy to breathe in, and through the widened visors, it is much easier to see to the sides. It is a stab defense of 129, slash defense of 94, and blunt defense of 33. Then for our legs, we have the Milanese plate leg armor, this one being the, plain silver variant with no adornment. Leg protection consisting of forged pieces of sheet metal. The front consists of plates equipped with a dorsal edge, so the armor is harder to cut through and will even endure a crushing blow. It is a stab defense of 126, slash defense of 92, and blunt defense of 33. Then of course, lastly we have our hands, and for that we have the hourglass gauntlets, once again the light silver variant. The most commonly used type of iron gloves, whose name refers to their typical hourglass-like shape. It protects not only the hand, but also parts of the forearm of the fighter. This has a stab defense of 119, slash defense of 86, and blunt defense of 31. Taking a peek from the outside, you can see not only is this an exact match to what he wears in the cutscenes, visually speaking, but also looks pretty dang good. It's a excellent example of parts that are not named or explicitly designed to go together, but they definitely look good together. I mean, you could possibly say that a helmet with a red aventail would look better with this because it would match the other existing red accents we have, but this is one of my favorite helmets in the game, so I definitely have a soft spot for this variant of the Nuremberg bassinet. But just taking a peek at it all the way around, we of course are benefiting from the fact that the Milanese cuirass is one of the best looking cuirasses in the game just because it has all that decorative fluting on it, and the rest of the outfit definitely just looks really good together. So that is Otto Von Bergow's combat armor. So let's get to the stats. And so the stats for this suit of armor, if we're assuming that we're wearing all the stuff I've listed before you here, and we have the Von Bergow sword equipped, we have a total weight of 64.1 pounds. So not terribly heavy. I mean, it's definitely comparable to a lot of other suits of plate armor. If we had, say, a mail collar and a more comprehensive padded coif on for the top, then it would bring us up to pretty much contemporary with all other full suits of plate armor. But as it is, it's 64.1 pounds. Then moving on to the value for this suit of armor, once again including the Von Bergow sword, we have a total value of 21,063.4 groschen. So we've passed the 20,000 mark, so you know that it's a very high class, fancy nobleman's outfit, because that's kind of our baseline for that descriptor for an outfit, at least as far as value is concerned. Then moving on to our armor value, for our head we have an average of 155. That's brought down a little bit by the fact that we're not wearing, a fancy coif or a good collar. For our body, we have an average of 198. Our arms, we have an average of 201.7. And for our legs, we have an average of 240.3, giving us an overall average armor rating, or AAR, of 198.8. So we fall just shy of our 200 AAR super tank rating, but definitely well within the range of armor that protects you exceedingly well. So this is a great suit of armor for roleplay reasons. If you're trying to impersonate Lord Von Bergow, it's a great suit of armor for aesthetic reasons because it is unique and looks very, very nice. And it's also a great suit of armor for stats because we've got some pretty rockin' stats for this suit. So lots of reasons why you might want to create this one, or you might just be Otto Von Bergow's biggest fan. Whatever the case is, thanks to Klaus for sharing this outfit and of course putting all the pieces together for me. Takes a lot of the guesswork out on my end. And thanks everyone for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. So that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.